Still life in the old goal yet? Upsets, screamers, and much more in the third round of the FA Cup.
Evening, Tate.
Evening, Jack. You alright?
Yes, mate. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. On a coldest day of the year. What was that?
Yeah, bit of snow as well. It's January the 8th and it is freezing.
It was about this time last year when we came here and it was all like an ice rink in the car.
Yeah, it was a bit treacherous, but yeah, today has been, the temperature's dropped, but yeah, we're not snowed in yet.
It is freezing. Well, we haven't been here for a little while, but I think it's 10 days since the last episode.
28th, 29th December.
Obviously, there's been a bit more Premier League action, and the weekend that just was the FA Cup third round. We'll run over some of the Premier League games that happened last week, and then majority of the pod will be through the podcast, maybe a little bit on fixtures, prediction, team of the week potentially, and some other good stuff we've got in line for tonight's show. But as usual, shall we start with the teaser?
Yes.
And it's a nice simple question. Who is the record goal scorer in FA Cup history?
That is a simple question, but yeah, I'll have a think later on.
Right. So game week 19, I think it was. It was the game after. So we just reached halfway stage, didn't we, on Boxing Day fixtures?
Yeah. And
so we're talking Saturday 30th December, Sunday 31st, New Year's Day, and then the god-awful 0-0 West Ham Brighton. And
that was horrific.
That's the worst game. And it was on as the same time as the darts semi, was it? Or final? The final was on Wednesday, wasn't it?
It would have been the semis because the final was a couple of days after, or a day or two after. But yes, there was plenty of games. I think since our last one, 10 Premier League games, and obviously FA Cup over the weekend.
And the Saturday 30th December, I actually placed a bet for the first time and won a bet for the first time. And
you were quite happy with that one.
Had a little, as much as Unai Emery tried to muck me around, not beating 10 men Burnley. But the early kickoff was Luton-Chelsea. It was a great game for the neutral. Chelsea tried to throw it as much as they could.
Yeah, I haven't got much on it, but they
3-0 up, 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, and then Luton fought back, gave it a good go, didn't they?
And could have got something out of the game, but I think it's back-to-back wins now for Chelsea. But they still lay in 10th. Villa got back to winning ways. What was your views on the penalty? Can you remember it? It was Duran. Duran ran through and got touched. A 90th minute penalty, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Slight bit of contact.
Oh God, We've missed some awful refereeing decisions. I say it all the time. It's boring talking about it, but yeah, my God, no, it's not. It's like everyone says it's very soft. It's just not a foul. It's not a foul. But yeah, Villa. That's why I think they'll drop off. They've just not been playing well. They haven't got the squad for it. Like they're quite good at home, but yeah, I can't see them withholding that.
Yeah, they huffed and puffed and just about got over the line. Poor old Burnley.
They're shocking. Burnley are shocking. They are bad. They are really bad.
Palace, Brentford, a nice little win for Palace. They've been on a bit of a poor run of late, but I think now they've got Elise fit and Eze fit. Them two together make that team such a better team. City 2, Sheffield United 0, probably the most surprising result of the thing. It was only 2-0.
Yeah, maybe they could have won. You'd have thought they would have won more, but yeah, just standard City win at home against the promoted.
De Bruyne on the bench now, and also made his return yesterday.
Scary for the title challenges.
Got his assist already yesterday, did you see? Yeah. I think it was the 5th goal.
Yep, turn of the year and they're just kicking into gear, aren't they?
Everton, poor run of form as well. Got thumped to Wolves 3-0. And I thought Forest would beat United.
See that clip as well of the little huddle of Forest, and I think Gibbs White is saying they're not up for it, and it pans to Ericsson. He's just like, well, I don't want to be here, but yeah, they are a mess, aren't they? But we've got them next, so I'm sure they'll be well up for it. But
I think they'll beat you.
I wouldn't be surprised.
It's at Old Trafford as well, isn't it? If it was at your ground, then I think them sort of games in recent years, you've still struggled with at Old Trafford.
Oh no, our record.
Forget the lockdown game. Was it 6-0 when it was 6-1?
Yeah, Aurier became the Ivorian Cafu. But no, our record at Old Trafford is shambolic.
And they took Forest took the lead in that with a nice little Have you seen that video of all the cutbacks that they've conceded? They conceded the same goal about 10 times this season, United.
No, I didn't
And I sent it to Ben. And he goes, "Yeah, that's McTominay and whoever's playing in midfield when Casemiro's not there. And what's his name? Who's that idiot they got from on loan?
Amrabat.
Yeah, just not tracking their runners, or Ericsson not tracking his runner. Cut back, edge of the box, slams it in. Yep. Turner tried to get him back into it. He had a shocker against Buddy Forest, but no, Forest came out on top, 2-1 wins, and that was a good result for old Nuno Espirito Santo. Yeah,
decent.
Moving on to New Year's Eve, the worst game of the season so far for Arsenal. Jesus Christ, that was bad.
Hang on.
Took the lead through Saka. It was Martinelli had a shot, saved, and they just hit him and went in. Yeah. And I think that at the moment, that's the only goal we've had to score. We can score at the moment.
Yeah, Christ. That was a lot of backlash from no one there. Arsenal, even yourself said it was just awful performance.
There's ways to lose games, and it sounds silly. There's ways to lose games, and there's ways not to lose games. That's a way not to lose games.
Yeah,
against West Ham, they huffed and puffed and tried their best, but just couldn't get
Fulham
anything.
as well. Fulham
especially they lost their last 4.
Yeah, Fulham are a bad team.
But from minute 1, Fulham looked up for it. As much as we were awful, they were actually decent. They were up for it, pinging nice passes between each other. I think they had a few players for point to prove. When you've got ex-Arsenal Leno in goal, you had Willian on the left. First time he's played against Arsenal, and then you had Iwobi in the middle again. They've all had something to prove.
Yeah.
There's been rumours Polino was Arsenal been sniffing around him as well, so maybe upped his game for the but it was just awful.
That's rubbish.
But what I could tell was they just looked knackered. It got to 2-1.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not having the tired chat.
No, but they were just you can just tell a team, and they just like it looked like they had 5 strikers and 5 midfielders, and there was no cohesion, no.
But it's been like, isn't it, this Christmas period? I know going to Liverpool game, but you've won 1 in your last 7 in all competitions. That's as title challengers and the Arsenal proclaim to be. That's this time of year, Christmas, New Year. That's terrible. That is terrible form.
Yeah, it's not great. Obviously, there's things in that how do I explain this? There's a PSV game in there. It was a dead rubber that changed the team.
True. Yep, very true.
They've played Liverpool away, and we'll get on to obviously last, but 2 weeks ago we were top.
Yeah, Christmas Day you were top.
Christmas Day we were top.
Yeah.
We're only 5 points off, and I think everyone was. I will openly, even neutrals to say Arsenal haven't particularly played that well this season.
No.
They haven't been that impressed with them, but they're sort of just steadying along. They're not turning up any trees.
You say that, but I wouldn't even say you. So you're 1 win in 5 in the league. You scored 3 in that 5. When the previous 5 games you'd won 4, scored 10. But now you've scored in your last 5. In your last 7 games you scored 5. Luton in that time scored 11. Palace have scored 8. Burnley have scored 5 in the last. So same as Arsenal. Like that. That's a massive dip. That is a huge dip in performance and results and all the rest of it. I know you might have said yesterday you played well and you did play well. You should have scored, but it's the way it goes. And you hadn't. Fulham you lose, West Ham you lose, and you lost yesterday. I don't know. You've had a very good last season, but again, the argument of we're not winning anything gets thrown around all the time. Didn't win anything last season. This year, out of both cups, the league form, the last 7 or last 5 games, not been good at all. And I don't know. I just feel like it's a big wobble, and I think this couple of weeks will be time for Arsenal to regroup and let's calm down and get it together, because there's some horrific takes that come out on Twitter and all the rest of it. I'm sure you're well aware of it, but
I try and keep away from the noise.
Yeah, there's some utter rubbish, but also it's just a bit of a wobble at a very, very important time, I think.
Yeah, what's just seems to happen is the confidence in the front 3 has just evaporated completely. Our top goal scorer this season is Saka with 6.
Yeah,
it's not. It's okay. 6 goals for him is okay, but for that to be the club's top goal scorer at 6,
it's good. It's alright for Saka as a wide player, but then when you're like, well, who's else scoring and no one else is, that's poor.
And I don't think anyone's got bad overnight. I don't think the team got bad overnight. That's just last season. Our issue was as soon as Partey was out, we lost. When we played Man City at home, with a chance to go 5, or no, a chance to go, I think it was 6 clear if we'd won. As soon as it broke midday saying party's out, and it just was like dagger to the heart. We're in trouble here.
Has he even played this year?
Twice.
Yeah.
Twice at right back.
Yeah.
So that shows you. And the hole we plugged that hole now because Partey doesn't play and no one even mentions him because we signed Declan Rice, which is fine.
Of course, yeah.
No one even mentions the goalkeeper now at the moment because the issue is up front, and I think it's just a blip. Saka looks knackered. Martinelli, for some reason, the luck's just not going for him. And the last 3 games we've had 3 different centre forwards. Jesus is injured again. Hopefully, they say it's not going to be too long. That's why he didn't play yesterday. And there's a lot of talk about Arsenal need a striker. Do they need a striker? The Evantono stuff isn't going to happen. Arsenal aren't going to go. They aren't going to go get him in January.
They're going to want a ridiculous price, and I can't see Arsenal doing that.
I also don't think he's the answer, personally.
I don't think he's not the answer, but I do. Not that I care, basically, but for Arsenal, I think you do need a striker. I think you do. I think yesterday proved that, and the last few games have proved that. And Havertz is a good player, but he's not a striker. He's not a number 9 going to score you 10, 15 goals. Even if said it before, but even if Jesus plays a whole season, every single minute of every single competition, he might score 25 goals in all competitions. But in the league, he's not going to score 20 goals. Saka doesn't. Martinelli doesn't. I feel like Tony, probably a ridiculous price to get him in January, but I feel that's a safer risk, if that's even possible, than going out and getting some random European bloke who, he's quite good. But Tony's proven last season, 3rd top goal scorer behind Haaland and Kane. It might seem a lot of money, and it probably would be a lot of money, but I really think it would help Arsenal a lot.
Yeah, I realistically, I don't think it's going to happen in terms of the money they want.
No.
And also, is signing Ivan Toney going to guarantee Arsenal win the league?
No, but I don't.
And that's a.
But then, if you don't sign anyone in January, then
the problem we've had, and recently, last season, our approach was we didn't have a out-and-out number 9 who would score 30 goals. Those players are hard to come with, Haaland, Kane, etc. Saka got 15, Martinelli got 16, Odegaard got 15, Xhaka got 6 or 7, I think, and everyone collected in, and that's a more, how can you say, sustainable approach to scoring goals. In the sense of you've got your one main guy out, then all your goals dry up. But the problem this season is they've all dried up everywhere.
Exactly.
Recently,
that's when it's not sustainable. But
I don't think there's that player out there that we can go get in January to plug that gap. And I think they've got to stick with the players. They've had a blip, but I believe that Martinelli will come back. Saka can come back in after they've got 10 days in Dubai, rest.
Yeah,
and go again. Palace up next, then Notts Forest, and then it goes back into the crunch. You got Liverpool, and then you got Porto, and that you hopefully come back after a blip. The West Ham game I can get, it was frustrating, but maybe 9 times out of 10 you win that game with the chances we had. The Fulham game was just awful.
Yeah, dreadful.
And I think you normally have 1 or 2 of them a season, but I don't know. I try not to get too.
No, I don't see Arsenal suddenly going to fall off face the earth, but yeah, I feel like it's a wobble at a very, very important time, but then that's what I was saying about what I was going to say about your fixtures going into this new year. And this next set is like, yes, you have Liverpool in a couple of weeks, but you and Liverpool have quite a similar schedule in that obviously you still have hard games here and there, but it's not all at once. You've got a couple, and then you might play Liverpool, and then you've got a few more, then you might play whoever, Tottenham, and then you've got a few more, and then you might play Newcastle or something, and that's why I feel like you and Liverpool are in a very, very good position.
But I'm also not happy to have a wobble, but last season Arsenal were the best team in August, best team in September, October, November, December, January, February, March. It sort to wobble. Man City were the best team in April, May.
Yeah.
Arsenal haven't been. Arsenal probably, maybe, you could argue, were the best team in December because they were top at the end of December.
And
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, maybe, but then you still City. Basically, everyone's not even thinking about City yet, and they're not even turned up.
City, remember, City went 4 games without a win. They drew 4 games on the trot, and 4 points out of possible 12, but everyone still knows and says that City are going to come back in January and
I know,
do it.
yeah. But you're saying you're going to be, not going to be, but you want to be. Obviously, you want to be the best towards the end, but yeah, you've still got City. Even Spurs, I don't think we're going to be the best and win the league, but by that point, we'd hopefully have a very good side, and we've got you at home. We've got 4 games. We've got Newcastle, Liverpool, Arsenal, then City, or something like that. So surely we can call some sort of issue to those sides, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's a strange one. I think I'm trying to remain positive on the fact, and I think yesterday we played well. I don't know if you want to mention that game now.
Yeah, you might as well.
I think he made 3 or 4 changes from the defeat at Fulham, and from minute 1. But it's just, again, it's fine football margins. I think we mentioned it on the West Ham pod that if they don't take the chances, the only thing that settled that game was a missed time header from our centre half who ended up in his own goal. Liverpool are a very good team. Granted, they didn't have Salah or Van Dijk, but I think people forget that Liverpool have only lost 1 game this season.
Yeah,
all season, and they had 9 men, had a goal disallowed for an absolute shocker, and conceded the 96th minute to an own goal.
Yeah. But then yesterday, I felt it was a huge chance for Arsenal at home. Yes, it's Liverpool, like you say, haven't only lost once, but in the league and cups. But no Van Dijk, no Salah. They haven't had Robinson for God knows how long. They had brand new signing Szoboszlai. They absolutely adore him. Wasn't playing. Before they scored, they brought on an 18-year-old and a 20-year-old, and took off Jones and Harvey Elliott, who are. Jones plays a fair amount, but Harvey Elliott's in and out of the team and stuff. I just thought it was a big opportunity for Arsenal, and you obviously missed a load of opportunities as well.
No, we just missed a load of opportunities, and I actually wanted to give Jurgen Klopp some kudos. Is that the right word?
It can be.
I think he did very, very tactically astute. But the first half that we played really well, dominated the ball. Nelson had a chance after about 2 minutes with Ramsdale's long ball. Odegaard hit the bar. Havertz should have done better if they cut back, then got blocked. Havertz's header.
Yeah,
they had chances
before the end of that's a goal every day a week.
What was quite interesting in the second half, he then moved Núñez out to the left, even though he's your big 6'2", 6'3" striker. You paid God knows how much money for him, but moved him out to the left wing. And what that did, they could Trent Diags non-stop from right back to left wing. He was winning the knockdowns all the time, and that meant that Curtis Jones in that left position was always getting the second ball. It meant Odegaard was constantly tracking back out of position. I don't know if you noticed from watching on TV the amount of moaning he was doing, because he wasn't getting fouls, little 50-50s that could go your way some days they weren't. He was getting frustrated.
Arsenal love a moan in general.
Everyone moans.
He was. And it was, by the way, it was definitely a free kick.
Like I said earlier, I had 9 pints, so I couldn't really tell.
Definitely a free kick on whoever it was, Gravenberch.
And that is cup football on that. But before that, and I said to Griff sitting next to me, I said, when Martinelli came on, I said, this is going to change. Either him or Trent are going to win the game here.
Yeah, he did.
And he did him twice.
And in like 2 minutes.
Literally, the second time he did him, it went out for a corner. Yeah. As soon as that corner was taken, Trent was hooked from right back, put it straight to centre mid.
Yeah, he obviously is incredible on the ball, and he saw that. But yeah, wow, his defending is not good at all.
And then, like I said, they got the free kick, 80th minute. Whips it in. It's like a really dangerous position. Whips it in. I said to Griffith, we're in trouble here. As soon as it whips in, bang, header, own goal. And that is cup football to an absolute T. Like, it's absolute cutthroat. As soon as that goes in, Arsenal make 3 subs, get 3 attackers on, go to 3 at the back, try and get it. And in cup ties, you're most likely going to lose. You're going to concede that second. You're either going to equalise and make it 1-1 because you should be going gung-ho, or you're going to concede and make it 2-0, and that was all she wrote in the 94th minute. With I think Diaz a lovely finish, to be fair.
Yeah, it was a good finish. I didn't expect him to score at all, but yeah, that was Liverpool's first win over Arsenal since 2001 Cup final as well.
Yeah, but I think they've also won. They won 5 of the last 6 at the Emirates.
Have they?
Yeah. And we've scored 3 goals in the last 6 games against them, something like that.
Yeah, they're very good.
They are a very, very good team.
This season, so.
And even without Salah and Van Dijk, they are a very good team. They've got the best goalkeeper in the world. Although, like you said, they had a couple of injuries and that, but they are just a drill team with I know you're not his biggest fan, but a very, very astute manager. Yeah, no, he's
and he's obviously very good at what he does.
He made some crucial in-game decisions when the tide was going against Liverpool to swing it back in his way, and that's a real sign of a top draw manager. And I can only take my hat off to what Liverpool were great yesterday. They rode their luck, which you have to do in cup football as well.
They had a few chances though. Hit the bar twice themselves. A few chances for they're in. They weren't direct chances, but they had good opportunities.
Nunes had a couple of chances. But like I said, I wasn't really. I was disappointed. Obviously, we lost, and I want to win every game, and I want to win every cup we can. And the FA Cup, especially for Arsenal fans, holds a special place. We've won it 14 times. Helped us get out the trophy barren period, and it was something that we could attack whilst being really quite poor in the league for 10 years under the Wenger years. So yeah, it's always disappointing, and especially since we won it in 2020, we've been knocked out in the 4th round, the 3rd round, the 4th round, and the 3rd round again. It's not really good enough. But like I said to Ben on Saturday, Liverpool at home for me was arguably the perfect draw to get, because you've got a big boy to come. You either take the confidence and you win at home. Obviously, we lost and we're out, but that's your high stakes cup draw. If we'd played Maidenhead at home and won 4 and 5-0, no one wins out of that.
Yeah,
the players don't get any confidence.
We say that a lot. We say, you would much rather play a bigger team and lose, and you go, you forget about it. But yeah, it's still, that's like almost a cop out, because you. Not I'm saying you, but I say that a lot as well. But yeah, it's a cop out. But really, it's another competition you're out of. And
no. But what I mean by that is not. There's no positive from going out the cup whatsoever. No. The positive from it is, I'm saying, the players have to. They cannot play any worse than they played against Fulham. They have to go up for it. They have to test themselves against the best team in the league right now, who are top of the league, and that should get them up for it. And I think that raised the performance level. The performance was much improved than it was against Fulham. But like I said, if we had played for example, your game against Burnley, it was just a dross game, and that you could have made a couple of changes, and it just would have been. I don't think would have learnt anything. No, anything from.
Yeah,
I think the defensive issues for Arsenal were okay, and it's just that.
He's not scoring goals.
Is that natural? It's trying to get into that final third.
He's not scoring in this period. You have not scored enough goals, and it's the most obvious and blatant issue. And I don't know, I feel like if you bought a striker that was obviously of decent quality, I think it'd improve you dramatically, because you don't even play Eddie Nketiah. He's your second striker. You don't even play him.
Timo Werner?
Don't mind him at all. Don't mind him at all.
No, it's one of the ones. I don't think they're going to sign an attacker in the January transfer window. I'd be very surprised if they spent any money on one. The rumours today were Onana from
the centre from Everton. I've seen that,
but that only happens for me if Partey goes.
Yeah. Partey's just another case. He's definitely not injured. Whatever's going on, he can't be injured.
I think he just literally hasn't played. He's played 2 games all season.
Yeah, it must be something else going on. But yeah, like you said, January is tough anyway. That's why we've done the deal for Werner, and we're still struggling on a centre back. But yeah, January for most clubs is difficult to get anyone in and spend. And no one wants to spend a lot of money, and you have to spend more because it's halfway through the season. Yeah.
No, I think all things considered, we're in an okay place. I don't think there's any need to rip up the rule book, if that's even a thing. You just have to get back to winning ways against Palace.
Yeah.
Get back to winning ways against Palace. Try and navigate, which could potentially be a tricky fixture away at Forest. And then you got Liverpool at home. Get up for that one. And that's the real litmus test there is you're playing against top of the league, then go show your credentials. Hopefully, that will be the end of. They've had a rest, so like you said, the tiredness thing is gone. You've had your winter break. You've had your hot weather in Dubai, and then you've got to go full focus on the season again. Maybe that is the reset you need. I don't know, but most teams have a wobble at some stage in the season. Like I said, I'd rather have it now than have it in April with 8 games to go.
Yep, very true.
You've got your 5 points to, and I actually think this team is better suited to chase than be chased. I just think it's easier. Well, it's mentally, I think, less draining.
Yeah, I think if you're, for anyone, maybe apart from Man City, but if you're top, then yeah, the pressure is, whether that's Arsenal, if that was us ever, or Liverpool, the pressure's on you to to continue at the top. But yeah, I think the break will help Arsenal. Hope it doesn't help them too much, but yeah.
Right, should we run through some of the other games in the FA Cup?
Yes, let's do it.
So this was very close to being my loser of the week. Whoever decided to put Crystal Palace versus Everton on a Thursday night.
Yeah, that was
Wow.
That's what I was gonna say. But the FA Cup third round started Thursday, and Tottenham even Friday was a dreadful game of football. And luckily, yesterday and the Saturday games really, and some of the events that went on, it sort of saved it again. But yeah, that Thursday game it could have been anything. It could have been a friendly. It could have been I don't know. It was awful. It was just absolutely awful. Again, the referee decision, Calvert-Lewin's red card was awful.
It's not even a yellow card.
No, it's just a rubbish game of football.
Have you seen that clip of the three Everton players laughing as you go into then
Coleman, Tarkowski, and McNeil, I think.
And then
it's never.
What's his name? There's two Palace players who just said that's never a red. No. It was Anderson, the one who got fouled, I think, as well. Was like it's never a red.
It's just rubbish. And I think it was Craig Pawson done the Sunderland Newcastle game. Some of the things that went on in that game, if you're 2 days ago giving red cards for that and then not even giving a foul for some of the stuff that went on there, is just they're just they're just rubbish.
What's your opinion on? I don't know where to sit with this one. Where VAR is only used with Premier League grounds. I don't know whether that's fair or not. So they just released today. They announced today that because normally what happens in the League Cup, EFL Cup, they don't have it until the semi-final, because normally 9 times out of 10 the semi-final is both Premier League teams, so it's 4 Premier League teams. But because Borough don't have VAR set up at that stadium, they've announced that the semi-finals will both be played without VAR.
Yeah.
So meaning only the final will have VAR. Do you think they should? I'd always, if there's ever a chance, scrap it, get rid of it.
Yeah, I'm not you, but sorry, I'm sort of sidetracked, so I'm trying to find out about the FA Cup draw. But yeah, like the Luton, for example, if they're at home, they've got VAR, but their ground is not a quote-unquote Premier League ground.
Like Leicester, for example, but relegated Leicester, they won't have it.
But if for next year, I know it's absolutely outrageous, but Newcastle might get relegated this season, Tottenham might get relegated this season, so next season they're in the Championship, they don't have VAR when they're at home in FA Cup. It's just silly. I just think if no one can have it, then if some teams can't have it, then nobody can have it. And it's same with the League Cup. I think Borough.
Yes, what you said.
They can't do it. Yeah, it's just rubbish. I think anyway for the cups, just scrap it. Just get rid of it.
So moving on to Friday night's game, it was a bit a snooze fest all round, really.
Yeah, it was poor.
Apart from a wonder strike from Pedro Porro's right boot that was not fitting on the game.
No. Thank God he did it though.
Great goal. Otherwise, you'd be playing Burnley again in a couple of weeks. So they were saying basically, I think you've got your hot weather camp where all these clubs go off and do the thing. If you have what's his name? Nuno Espirito Santo was moaning because they drew to whoever they drew to. God, he is somewhere. They drew to Blackpool, which means they had to cancel their trip.
Yeah, it was
Fulham beat Rotherham. Brentford drew with 1-1 with Wolves. One red. Wolves got a red card for like 8 minutes, and then Brentford could have been out 10 men, but they decided not to send him to the screen. And all sorts. Saturday afternoon was the Time Weir derby. I love this game.
Yeah, that was a much better day.
Just a classic. I missed that game in the Prem a lot. That was just. It's a bit sad for the neutral that Newcastle are now a few levels above to make it not as. Yeah, they look not as level.
They just look. You just saw the difference, the money, and now they're Champions League, and they're far better team.
Sunderland just couldn't lay a glove on them, could they?
No, and Sunderland, they've come. They went all the way down to League One, come back up. So, they're a long way off anyway. But I think that game just cemented that fact, really.
Ipswich through to the next round of the FA Cup for the first time in a little while. They've historically just done very poor in the FA Cup recently. Hull City, your boys, drew 1-1 with now Tony Mowbray's Birmingham
Mr.
City.
Tony, what a mess they're in as well.
Because Rooney got sacked.
Hull, not great forwards from Hull, really.
Looking at Bournemouth played a bit of a thriller versus QPR. I think it was a 2-0 down or 2-1 down, and they got it back.
2-0 and then 1-3-2.
Same with Brighton at Stoke. Poor old Chesterfield were denied in the last minute to Watford. Chelsea beat Preston 4-0. Was pretty non-eventful. Borough. I said to everyone in the pub, I said, you watch. Borough will win this.
How
Borough. I didn't watch it.
lucky. Have you seen the goal?
No, Griff said it was horrific.
Ridiculous. Like, ridiculous. You talk about luck and fine margin, all that. That is... Matty Cash hits the ball. He's on the sort of left side of the box. His shot is classic, one of those, like going out for a throw and all that rubbish. Hits a player, goes in the bottom left, rolls past the goal. It's just so fortunate. So, yeah.
Yeah, I did hit, but that's classic Unai. Like,
yeah.
Classic Unai.
Squirms one in the corner.
Just classic Unai. Sheffield Wednesday, I'll touch on this game a bit later on. There were lots of drama in that, but I'll leave that till later.
Yeah.
Probably game of the weekend, Luton 0, Bolton Wanderers 0.
Quality game of football.
City, just Man City.
Yeah.
Gets Huddersfield. De Bruyne, Blubby, so De Bruyne back. Erling Haaland on the bench, not on the bench, in the stands, just chilling.
Yep.
He's in hibernation, ready to come back.
Yeah, he'll be back.
They've got Man City. They've got Newcastle away on Saturday night. That could be
fine.
Interesting
De Bruyne
game.
will be back. He'll be pulling all the strings. They'll be fine.
Forest 2, Blackpool 2, Leeds, Patrick Bamford. Wow.
Yeah, what a joke.
Yes or no? Is that goal better than Garnacho's?
No, not for me. You're very obviously ridiculous.
If you could score one, which one would you score?
Oh, Garnacho's, yeah. Christ. I don't think I'd get up from doing it, but yeah, Garnacho's ridiculous goal. But yeah, Bamford, that just shows you how good they are, basically, how good these players are. Bamford, a lot of Leeds fans don't even really care for him. Doesn't really play in and out. Wouldn't get in many Prem sides. Pretty average in the Prem, if not poor in the Prem. But he's capable of doing that. It's ridiculous. It was one of those, obviously, he didn't really think about it. Just took the good touch and was like, right, I'm going to thump it. And he's caught it so sweet. And have you seen it, the video from behind his shot? Oh, yeah, just ridiculous goal.
He gets up hard and just absolutely wallops it. We'll talk about that game. Have you seen that god-awful, surprise might even be your loser of the week, the Bosch Tifo?
Oh, I did see it, but no, I've got another mention for loser of the week. But sorry, as we speak, the draw is happening. Watford versus Southampton, first game out.
West Ham 1, Bristol City 1. Boring snooze fest for David Moyes this week.
Moyes out, apparently, from the few West Ham fans. 6th in the table, but next round of Europe. But yeah,
and then obviously Arsenal, Liverpool, and then tonight's game.
Yep,
Wigan versus Manchester United.
Surprised he's still in there, Ten Hag. Surprised he's still in the job, to be honest.
Just. What was their last result? The last result was Forest, wasn't it? I think the Villa win kept his job. If they'd lost that.
West Brom versus Brentford or Wolves. Bournemouth at home to Swansea City. And Wrexham travel to Blackburn.
Which low league club are Man City going to get at home?
I reckon they could get Maidstone at home. That's a quite ridiculous result, really. National League South side. Maidstone beat Stevenage at home.
Yes, I'm glad we left that to last to have a little chat on that. George Elokobi's Maidstone, wasn't it?
Yeah. Played for a local side, Colchester, for a bit. Bit of a cult hero.
And guest of the show, Greg Halford, would like that result. Obviously, his mate, George Elokobi, and he wasn't a big fan of Steve Evans either, was he?
Yeah. I didn't even get it. That's true. That's actually because Stevenage are quite decent. They're sort of near the playoffs and quite a good side in League One. But to lose to the National League South side, not even a National League side, is pretty big result.
Yeah, it was a penalty, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm going to mention him later on. But yeah, penalty, and that guy had a big involvement in the game as well when he obviously scored the penalty. But in another part of it. But yeah, very, very good result for Maidstone.
Wigan United tonight. I assume Man United are going full strength. It kicks off in about 15 minutes, doesn't it?
Yeah, I can have a look.
I think they'll win that. But Wigan are one of the last teams to be.
Chelsea at home to Villa. Emery could be out. Sheffield Wednesday at home to Coventry City. Leicester or Hull. Leicester at home to Hull or Birmingham.
Leicester away day.
I do hate Leicester. United's team as we speak: Onana, Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Evans, Dalot, Manu, McTominay, Garnacho, Fernandez, Rashford, Hoyland.
Yeah, pretty strong. Yeah, Wigan recently got a recent form of knocking teams out. Obviously, they got the historic FA Cup win 10 years ago when they beat Man City. They've also knocked Man City out twice since then out of the FA Cup. You mentioned... you see that thing about Onana?
No.
He's playing tonight, and then he's playing on Sunday, and he's going to play Monday.
Yeah, I don't know what he's up to. I'm glad he's... Ipswich Town versus Maidstone United.
Ooh. It's not bad for old...
I'm glad Onana's going to play against us.
Yeah, so what's happening is the winter break for Premier League teams is basically for the listeners that did go to Sandhurst School. It's a week A and week B, isn't it? Two teams that split into different timetables.
Yeah.
What is good though is
week B used to be quality.
All 10 games are televised.
Yes. Liverpool home to Norwich or Bristol Rovers.
So you've got Friday game, Saturday game.
Oh my god.
Who have you got? City?
Man City at home.
Who Spurs have?
Yeah, Spurs. I read Liverpool overlooked our game.
Well, that's the easiest cup tie of all for you, isn't it?
Oh,
City
don't. We got them.
City don't score at the White Hart Lane. Have they scored a goal yet? They ever won, have they?
No, they haven't yet. But that's just classic.
That's all right.
Classic. Oh well, if you got to win them, you got to beat the best to win it.
Yeah, exactly.
To be the best. Oh dear.
Well, you're playing a Manchester side on.
Yeah, near the end of the month.
Any players back? Van der Ven was on the bench,
back.
Wasn't he?
Yeah, he hopefully should be starting, and then surely we sign a centre back before that game. Werner will should be in the squad.
Yeah, while we're on it, we might as well link over to transfers and whatnot. I've got 3 ones here. I've got Timo Werner to Spurs. Do you want to know your thoughts?
I'm quite happy with it, to be honest. I'm not. Oh my god, Werner's such a good player, but yeah, I'm really not too.
If you went back on your WhatsApp and searched Werner and then scrolled back 2 years,
we couldn't do it on my phone. So I lost all my memory. So no, yeah, Werner. I really just see what happens. Give him a chance because, all right, he almost became a meme at Chelsea. But if you actually speak to a lot of Chelsea fans, they did actually quite like him. They wanted it to do well, and it didn't quite happen. But in 89 appearances for Chelsea, obviously not all starts. 23 goals, 21 assists. That is not too bad for. He's not an out-and-out number 9, is he? He does a bit of everything. That's a goal contribution every 2 games, so he didn't play every minute. But the worrying thing for me is this season that he's been injured. I think he's only played in
4 games, wasn't it?
10 or 11 games, but only started twice. So I'm not. I mean, he probably fits in perfectly with us because he can just be injured and get in our physio room. But yeah, I feel like on paper, the way he plays football and the way we're trying to play football, he could be perfect with the system and all the rest of it. He's technically has to be a better player than Richarlison, has to be, and already he's a better player than Gill.
Well, this is what I'm saying.
I feel like it could be quite a very, very clever move for us.
And it's just a 6-month loan, no obligation.
Loan, and then if we want to buy him, it's 15 to 17 million, which is far better than what Chelsea paid for him. Yeah, I feel like it could. And if he's rubbish, then he's rubbish, and we move on and he goes back. But I feel like it could be very good for us.
Yeah, so I think he'll be starting for you, and it'll be your front 3 of Son for the middle, and then on the left Werner, on the right Johnson.
Yeah, that's the idea. And if he's doing well, and he's
I hate to use the term, but if we're talking FIFA terms, what we're talking 91 paces,
yeah,
right? And it's just like. But I think that's what he wants.
Yeah, that's why he works because he's got ridiculous pace. Johnson, I'm a bit on the fence with him at the minute, but he's again on paper, his style of play is perfect. He's so quick, he's so direct, and with Son through the middle, it could be quite lethal. It
gives you a different, because you at the moment you would have maybe a Richarlison off the left a little bit, or Kulusevski from the right. That gives you that left pure out-and-out pace option you've got there.
Yeah, and it allows, if that's hopefully that front 3 works, and it allows Kulusevski to maybe cover Maddison, or those two can play together. Who knows? But I feel it's again in January, in terms of a January sign. I think that's very smart, very smart. But we have to, by the end of this pod, we have to sign the centre back.
Any rumours?
That
Guy from Genoa, wasn't it?
What's his name? Draghi? What's his name?
From the Italian league, isn't he?
Sorry, Dragusin. That's awful pronunciation. Yeah, I know very little about him. 21 years old, Romanian. Was at Juventus, but then got sold to Genoa in the summer for $5 million. There's a lot of discussion around him, but then there's also strong links to Napoli with him. And today come out Bayern Munich are interested as well. So I don't know. He's one of those that there's a lot of chat about him, and he's highlight reels and all the talk, and he's supposedly the right fit for Ange and all the rest of it. But yeah, if he's the man that Ange wants and they want to get, then yeah, we go and get him, and hopefully it works out. But yeah, I think we need him. I think we need a centre back.
And then there's another one I saw earlier was Jordan Henderson.
Yeah, I saw. Sorry, just having some issues with the sound.
Yeah, I don't know what's gone on there. I don't know if it's unplugged or you have a little figure, and I'll chat. Jordan Henderson to Chelsea. I actually saw. I mean, there's talks that a lot of players are unhappy in the Saudi league and are wanting to come back. Obviously, the money's great over there, but apart from that, it's not the greatest competitive league. And with the Euros coming up, I think Henderson's sort of on the realisation that he might be struggling to get in that team.
Yeah,
and if they can sell, Chelsea have to sell. If they can sell, what's his name, Gallagher, potentially to Spurs, or there's been rumours they might sell, and then they get Henderson in for a loan. That helps them out on financial fair play and whatnot, and it gives everyone's a winner there.
Yeah, it would be mad if Chelsea got rid of Gallagher. It was talk of Spurs, but that can't happen. Surely.
Or Newcastle, or I don't know. They're just Chelsea are a weird club. They just do shit. Like
that. And like you said, an easy way to sort out the FFP at the minute is sell their homegrown.
Yeah, because it counts as 100% profit.
Yeah, but then talking about the Saudi players, a lot of them coming out saying they don't like basically the lifestyle, the weather, and the effects it having on their girlfriends and wives, and it might have been the wrong decision, but it'd be quite a shock for Henderson to come back.
Well, Griff actually said yesterday, I said, what about a striker? He goes, what about like a bit like when United got Ibrahimovic or Cavani, or they go get Ronaldo, they get an older statesman for 6 months, a year. Get Benzema on loan. I think he's done. I think he's on for the sunset. Then there must be a player out there that could do a job like that. He mentioned Lewandowski, but I don't think that's realistically. But then he's 37, 30. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good shout.
Yeah.
Like if he can
stranger things have happened.
Like, is that better than going and spending £80 million on Ivan Toney? I don't know. But we're going in a circus about it. I think realistically, they won't get anyone unless they can somehow tell convince Brentford to give them to us on free,
on a loan or something, or loan them, buy them in the summer.
Then have to buy them in the summer.
That is, for me, that's a far more sensible idea for Arsenal to do that sort of deal. But I don't think Brentford are interested in that, because really, Tony essentially owes them as well. I think
that's what he was saying.
Yeah, at least 6 months. At least 6 months. And if he's got anything about him, that's the bare minimum that he plays. Is this the end of the season and goes in the summer if that's going to happen? But
right, shall we move on to a prediction for the week?
Yes, let's do it.
Do you want to have a look?
Yeah, I got my phone up. So my phone's going mad because obviously the FA Cup draw. Right.
And this is a midweek game, isn't it? I think the FA Cup draw is. It's going to happen.
Yeah, the 27th?
Something like that, 27th of January, yeah.
Right, we're going to go to the Saturday fixtures. Ooh. Going to go League 2, Colchester. Just appointed the Cowley brothers. They're at home to Bradford City.
Did you see their manager was on like Soccer Saturday yesterday, or Soccer Sunday?
Yeah, Danny Cowley, yeah.
I said he's definitely already been like paid to do this, so he has to do it.
Yeah, he didn't because probably weeks ago
he was
already
contracted to do it. He was
100%.
like, get him in the books, and now he's like, oh crap, I shouldn't really be doing this. But
100%. But the Cowley brothers, they're local. They started off at Braintree anyway, but Colchester at home to Bradford. What do you reckon?
0-3.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Colchester.
I don't like Colchester United at all. I don't know why. I just got like a vendetta against them. Right. So Jack and I have been speaking off air for a little bit, and we're thinking about bringing a new little feature into the podcast. And this is called a Who Am I? You may have seen it before, and it's basically we'll give you some clues of a player that we're trying to guess, but we'll name. What do you want to name? The club they played for, goals, appearances, or just?
I reckon, like the little Wikipedia thing. Do we give them? Do we start off with the whole thing, or do we just give them a few, and then as time goes by, do we increase it? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think we give them. We give them the teams and maybe a bit of goals and things to potentially aid them in that direction.
So do you want to find someone now?
Yeah, I'll find someone to give you a little test.
So this one you're going to give to me now, and I'm going to find you. Okay, I'll find you someone, and we'll do a joint one.
Give the listeners one.
Fine.
Right. So this player, let's get him up now. This player started his career in Bologna, but just stay with me for a while.
I was going to say that could be
Owls. I didn't actually realise he played for this many teams until I got
for God's sake.
Brest, Mentz, but now start listening.
Okay.
2005, Galatasaray. 2005-2007, Marseille. 2007-2019, Bayern Munich. So a long stint at Bayern Munich. Then went on to Fiorentina and retired in a random Italian club.
Ribery.
Franco
Ribery, yeah.
Well done.
All right. Yeah.
I forgot he played for
City. Yeah, the start was like, what
crap.
have you done? Okay. We'll keep it all friendly to start with.
But you get the premise. Hopefully you listeners can get the premise of the game. And we'll get Josh to make a nice little graphic of
we'll make it
of
make
the
it
player we're looking
exciting. Okay. This player started his career at Shrewsbury Town. Then he transferred to Manchester City.
Joe Hart. I was going to shout Joe Hart straight away.
So easy. But yeah, that's the idea. We'll like Tay said, should we say a little bit now, or should we just release it and then they can have a guess later on?
Yeah, we'll just release it in the graphic.
Okay, fine, cool. Yeah. But we'll do that, and we might. It'll be current X. They could be managers now. Who knows? But give you something to get involved with.
Right. So shall we move on to winner and loser?
Yes. Let's do it.
Do you want to kick us off with your winner?
Yeah, my winner this week is. Well, it's going to be Maidstone United. After beating League One Stevenage to book their place in the fourth round, scored a penalty, and they hung on at home to beat a side that's 2 leagues above them. Like I said earlier, pushing for promotion. Great day for Maidstone and their manager George Elokobi. But the player that also gets a special mention was Sam Corn. He scored the goal. I don't know if you saw, but he also cleared one off the line that kept it 1-0 as well. So, the winner of the week, Maidstone United, Sam Corn, for their winning over Stevenage.
Lovely stuff. My winner is also FA Cup themed, and Cameron Dawson.
Nice.
So I had no idea of the game or result or anything, and we were watching the FA Cup highlights yesterday of Griff, and it was Sheffield Wednesday versus Cardiff. And Cameron Dawson is the Sheffield Wednesday goalkeeper. And having just watched the highlights, I wasn't really too sure timings and things like that. Actually, he saved 2 penalties. And so 2 penalties inside the opening 7 minutes of the game.
Did you see him do it, or you missed it already?
No, I missed it all. I missed it on Sunday. I was watching the game in like match of the day highlights. But he saved the 4th minute penalty, and then he saved a 7th minute penalty. Absolute nuts. But the best thing is when you know it's your day, in the second half, I think they were 3-0 up. They've had a shot from like 25 yards out. He's absolutely spilt it. It's gone under his leg, bounced, hit the line. It's like he nearly hit his back and just didn't go in. He just managed to keep it. But if you're saving 2 penalties in a game, keeping a clean sheet, then you are my winner of the week. Cameron Dawson, well played, son.
Very nice. My loser of the week is FA Cup related. I don't know if you've seen the clip that's going around, but it's a Sunderland fan who has been recorded giving it to the Newcastle away end during the game at the weekend. The lady in question was giving it the classic meet me outside, and like giving the old finger points and all the rest of it. To the select few lucky Newcastle fans, but yeah, just classic football terrorist behaviour. And I think she was with her son, whoever's mum that is. Then yeah, just keep your head in the sand. But yeah, mine's for the Sunderland fan giving it to the Newcastle away section.
Mine is actually a little anecdote, little story I haven't told yet from yesterday. So, where we got the tickets yesterday, we're in the East Stand. East Stand Arsenal is predominantly, it's very stereotypical, but rich entitled people that have been there for years and are just a bit snobbish. So we're there, lower tier, great tickets, but obviously we're in amongst loads of season ticket holders that have been there for years. We're standing up. The Arsenal get a corner. I'm standing up for a corner. I'm not sitting down. They're in attack. We stand up. It's just football. It's what football happens. Yeah. And there were a few early shouts of "Sit down!" It's a football match. It was just irritating me. So throughout the game, I'd have a few little back and forths, and like even if like Arsenal were just playing slow football, I'd just scream like "Sit down!" as a joke about you're an imbecile. But it wasn't me in question though. It was we were just conceded. I think in like the 90th minute before we had a corner, and people were standing up, which is absolutely just normal behaviour. And the guy was like, "Sit down, sit down." Ended up they scored, and they were like at each other for like 5 minutes. And there were two old boys, must have been 65, maybe 60, just moaning at each other. And the guy goes, "Excuse my French," he goes, Why don't you just fuck off back to Tottenham? Go to Tottenham because they accept people like you there." I was just like, what? What on earth's going on?
Oh, dear.
And it's
Sunday night, and he's lost his whole face.
It's just we've been doing so well, Arsenal, for the last 18 months pretty much, and they have a couple of bad losses, and people just lose their heads like that. Sit down, and it's just like,
very good.
You see these people like you're there all for the same thing. Why are you just like shouting at each other? Just like,
brilliant.
Oh, it's just comical because he's an idiot. They're just like they're also too old to fight as well. Like, you're not fighting each other because if you punch someone, you're gonna hurt you're really gonna hurt your arm. You're gonna hurt your hand, let alone his face. And it was all over someone standing up at a corner in the 94th minute. Like,
rubbish.
It was. I was watching. I was just like, "What is going on?" Absolute clowns.
Very good.
Right. Let's end things with who is the record goal scorer in the FA Cup.
I make myself look stupid. Ian Wright?
No, but I thought for a minute I thought you got it then.
Ian Rush?
Yeah,
is it? I said Ian Wright, so I thought Ian Rush is the only name.
It is.
Oh, quality. Get in. How many has he scored?
42.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, by an absolute mile, he's the number one, which I thought, no, that can't be right. But no, he is. He's
Until you said those words, I was thinking like Shearer, Drogba.
Shearer number 3.
Yeah.
Rooney 5.
What's Shearer got then?
So
42's out.
Rooney 23. John Barnes, Alan Shearer, and Frank Lampard joint 27, and Ian Rush out on his own 42 in 74 games.
Bloody hell, that's outrageous.
Yeah, but John Barnes played 87 times in the FA Cup. That's outrageous. Shearer 27 goals in 50 appearances in the FA Cup. Rooney 23 goals in 49 appearances, and then Ian Rush 74.
Very nice, very good.
But I don't know whether they played more games because the final was 2 legs, and
possibly,
I don't know.
Yeah.
But and 42 goals.
There was replays as well, semi-finals.
Yeah.
Either way, that's a mad amount of goals. Yeah, decent.
But well done.
Good guess.
When he said Ian Wright, I was like,
"Oh,
you're actually very, very, very close, but not for the right reason."
Decent.
Yeah, very good. Right. I think that's everything, isn't it? Everything we covered.
Yep. Yeah.
We're back with our normal Mondays now. Now we're back in the swing of things.
Yeah.
We'll do next week, maybe do a bit more transfers, see what happens in the week, and we'll have 5 games to pick with: Burnley, Luton, Chelsea, Fulham, Newcastle City, Everton, Villa, and United, Spurs.
Yep.
And then the week after we'll have the other games. So there's actually some. Maybe talk about Carabao Cup because that's happening.
I'm actually going United as well. Got tickets.
What, up to Old Trafford?
Yeah, we're going to Old Trafford. So hopefully.
You ever won there?
I've never been there myself. We've won there a couple of times, but I've never been there. So
make sure you get your song practicing. Old Trafford is falling down.
Hopefully Timo comes on, last minute winner. That's what I'm hoping for.
No, I've been there once, and 1 win. That was the FA Cup game. But we also got awful record there.
Yeah, well, our record is shambolic. But
you're driving?
Yeah, we're going up 1 car. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited because obviously, never been, but also not sure what we're going to do, to be honest, because we never seem to do that well there. But hopefully this time next week we're talking about our Spurs victory.
Yeah. Right. That'll be it, and hopefully I think we had a little blip of sound maybe there.
Yeah, I don't know. Mine just basically stopped working, but it seems that it's probably too loud now. But just
fine.
It should be fine.
Again, all thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week. And stay loyal.
Stay loyal.